Um, as we left off yesterday, I believe we were putting together the first new mode, like the first non-standard event mode in SideQuest, which uh, as we've started has been archery, archer, archery. Yes, which has led to my favorite variable name of the project so far, archery archer. Uh, that's not super important. Here, let me get the script running. For one thing, uh, I was is PyCharm going to do that super cool thing where it just instead doesn't run the script. I'm like, hey Python, run the script, or hey PyCharm, run the script, and PyCharm's instead like, no, maybe I just instead won't. Oh look, and now it looks like it might actually be running the script. What a strange change of pace. How novel that it would run the script when I ask it to run the script. What a bizarre and outstanding precedent we've established here. Perhaps we can keep this up. PyCharm, what do you say? You can actually run the script when I ask you to run the script. I'm not bitter. Um, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to be like restarting the script endlessly today. So let's uh, let's make a separate copy of the script so that I can both. Oh wait. Oh shoot, the version of the script that I ran, it probably is not activated to be like the real version of the script. Yep, no, it's not. Okay, hold on, wait, one sec. Do. Um, no, not debug. Never debug. Never debug. Never clone stamp. All right, here we go. So that should be good. And then right. So now I'll make a copy of the script, and so we can have like this. We can have like the real version of the script, and then we can have like a separate version of the script that does not that doesn't actually like do the network calls, and so we can like restart it as needed to iterate on like this because this visual stuff that we're working on, like, I mean, that's a lot of what I've done so far is like iterating on the visuals. So I want to be continuing that. All right, so projects, journey. So we don't need this edits. Delete that. So I'll make a copy of the script, and I don't expect to really need to make especially many copies of the script today, but like I don't necessarily plan on having to update like the version of the script that's running right now. Like that one can probably just keep running, and then we'll have the separate version that we can work on. But just in case, I'm gonna make a copy. Uh, just in case. It's easy enough. The fun thing about programming is that like the heart of this project is 255 kilobytes. Like there's a lot of art assets that bump the overall size of the project a lot higher than that size, but I don't know. There's no difficulty in like just making a bunch of different copies of the script, which it just amuses me. All right, so let's open this archery version that we'll be using for wait, what the heck? Why are they not showing up on this list? PyCharm's being stupid again. Stupid PyCharm. Stupid PyCharm. Oh man, there it goes. Okay, now it sees it. I know I'm mean to PyCharm, but I'm partially mean to PyCharm because like the things like that it fails on are just so simple. So simple. It's like show an up-to-date listing of the directory, but no. Okay. Um, let's like it does really complicated tasks like it shows like all these like like all these little like ticks on the side that no one cares about, but then like the simple stuff, no one's perfect. So sorry, I'm just fixing something on my other computer real quick, uh, and yeah, let's look at the storyboard that we drew up yesterday, because I think we basically. Oh yeah, okay. So we got a good like leg up on some of the here. I'll just like quickly demonstrate what we worked on yesterday. So if I run so this is the false. This is not the original version. Okay. So if I run this version of the script, I have this activate archery button. If I click it, then it'll show archery, and then okay. So these are the two like tableaus that we have set up so far, which, as you can see, are not fully set up because like Trusty Bard and like Binri, they just like marched through the scene as if like that was normal. So I want to set it up so that like so like Trusty Bard and like just characters in general don't like march through the scene. And also I want to like blot out the background in this scene because like we're not really supposed to be seeing the mountains in the background here. Although it's probably a lot easier just to like show the. It's probably just a lot easier to show the mountains there. I mean, it is definitely a lot easier, but I don't think I'll want to do that in all the cases. Like, I think in a lot of cases I'll actually want. Like, this is an exception. Like, the scene, like the thing where we're seeing like the archer like poised and the target, and like when we see that, that's like there's like a special case where we actually do want to be seeing the background. I think like most of the things we'd be seeing. Oh gosh, this flag animation is so bad. Most of the things we'll be seeing though, I think we'll just not want that there. Which isn't to say I know what I want to have shown there instead. It's just that I'm pretty sure like, well, so for one thing, I don't think I'll want to like spend the draw calls in like drawing the whole back scene, like that whole scene in the background, considering we'll be drawing over most of it anyways. I don't know. We'll see, but let's let's do what for now. I could jump into trying to set up the environment backing, because like changing the environment to blot out that section is actually going to be like really in depth. Like there's actually going to be a lot to that. Like there's going to be a lot going on there in order to get that to work correctly. So, yeah. I might want to bite that off. Like now. Oh, you know what just occurred to me is you guys can't actually see the border. Yeah, like when I'm working on this, like you can see like the border as it like cuts down through the side here, but I have like the chroma key blotted out so that you can't see like the bright pink. Just for like this, like usually I blot. Oops. Oh wait, no, that was me. No, that was normal. Usually I have the bright pink blotted out because it's just such an annoying color. But it's like, I don't know, for like what we're doing today, like there's that visual distinction that I'll want to draw. So I'm gonna show the annoying pink color. I can get rid of it if it gets too annoying. Okay, so this is like, yeah, this is like black frame. Like basically like when we're seeing this sort of scene, like I don't necessarily want to see like what's in the background here. So let's see how difficult that would be. It's gonna be really difficult. But like how difficult, I guess, is the question. Alright, so you know what just occurred to me? Hey, check, how's it going? You know what just occurred to me is like one way I could cut down on the draw calls in general for like the environment is just to like, if I didn't have the environment stretched literally across the entire bottom of the screen. But I like having it that way. Like if like, I mean if instead of using like literally the entire stretch of the screen, I could like, yeah, I mean I could only have it stretched like part of the way across the screen, and then we could have like a section for like HUD. But no, that doesn't really excite me. So, it might be something to think about someday, but not today. Okay. Yes, let's see. That crossed my mind because if I'm going to be refactoring the environments, that would be very relevant, and I'd probably want to do those at around the same time. But nah, not right now. Okay, so I don't need this version of the script running. I can close that, and then let's. So yeah, let's go down to environment rendering because it's going to be really weird. Oh, it's going to be so weird. It's going to be. So the confusing part is that right now we're making a single draw call in a lot of these cases. And because we're cutting out like this whole section in the middle, we'll basically want to... Oh! No, I know what to do. I know what to do? I know what to do. I know what to do? No, do I know what to do? No, I don't know if this will be easier or like... Okay, so there's... I was trying to think about like the math of like, how do I want to be setting this up? But something just occurred to me. I can... So PyCharm does this cool thing where like it doesn't draw. Or excuse me, Pygame does this cool thing where if you draw off screen, it like doesn't bother drawing it. Like if you want to draw something on the edge of the screen, you can just draw it like normal. You don't have to like minimize or decrease any amount of your draw. You don't have to like tell it to stop drawing at the edge of the screen. You can just tell it to do the full draw, and it'll only be as expensive as if you told it to stop at the edge of the screen. In fact, I think yeah, no, it's like yeah, there's like no harm in doing that. So, what just occurred to me is like when I only want to render in like here, I'm gonna run the script again to get the border up again. When I only want to render in these edges of the screen, what I can do is I can just set up like small subsurfaces that only represent this like small area of the screen. I can tell it to render the whole thing as usual, but it'll only actually bother to render that side of the screen. And so then we instead of like so we'll be rendering to like a oh, will that save any time really? Because actually then we'd have to draw it twice. Because I was saying we'd draw it to like this separate surface and then we'd add it to like the main surface, but no, that might not actually be that might actually save on draw. It probably wouldn't save on draw calls because well, I mean it would save somewhat, but I think it wouldn't be as efficient as just doing it the direct way. It'd be easier, like conceptually simpler, but let's try doing it like the hard way. So excuse me. Yeah, I definitely need like wind or something to happen, like while like because if this is in this tableau where the ship doesn't move, like when the tableau is not panning, like I'll definitely need to add like some wind effects or something going on for those scenes, because otherwise it's just like too motionless, like too empty. Not enough going on. Okay, so right, so I can stop this again for now, and let's say, yeah, this like everywhere that we blit graphics or everywhere that we blit environment, which is gonna be really awkward because we do that in a lot of places. Oof, we do that so many places. Sorry. Um. Yeah, wow. Okay. So let's go down to where we do that. So that would be in that'd be like graphics dot blit. Right, here's where it begins with the background layer. The background layer is the simplest layer because there's no special layer interaction. There's nothing like going on with like special like flowing water or like anything along those lines. So yeah, let's start here, I guess. Yeah, this will be like a proof of concept, I guess, and if we can get, as long as we can get the oh, you know what would be simpler? Maybe hey, congratulations, Struckjai, on leveling up. You know what would be simpler is if I just only did this like not during transitions. Because if I only did this like not during transitions, that would actually be way simpler. So maybe I should just make a rule that like these events can't happen during transitions. But like events tend to happen during transitions these days, so that'd be a little weird. It'd be a lot simpler though. Maybe I'll use that as the proof of concept. I won't worry about the transitions yet. Maybe I'll upgrade the transitions so that it is compatible with transitions at some point, but for now I'll just say, so environment phase less than 6, right? Right, so that's very straightforward. We can just do here. Because when environment phase is less than, oh no, wait, environment phase greater than 6. Greater than or equal to 6. Okay, so it's actually this else case where environment phase is less than 2. Less than, or less than or equal to 6, and then less than or equal to 3. Why do we do this twice? Layer 1.5. Oh, because the midground is also very simple. Okay. Yeah, okay, so the first two, very simple. Everything after that, horribly confusing. So we can just say here, we can like duplicate this layer, and we can say, like, if yeah, what are we gonna say? So if oh, so we need to bring back areas. Like, we're gonna be blitting to areas. We're not gonna be blitting directly to not we're, like we it's like subsections. It's not just like, it's not just straight up oh, huh. Maybe I should make like a function for this. Maybe that'd be a lot simpler. Yeah, because the function would be mostly repeated, right? There's not, because like once we, like, we have math and like different calculations involved with like, oh, it wouldn't work for the special layers. Sorry. Can I make a 4x4 off-road simulator? I'll give you $10,000. I could. I don't really plan on doing that, but I mean, I am capable of doing that. I'm sure. I don't know if I'm necessarily the person you'd want to make a 4x4 off-road simulator, because I've never gone 4x4 off-roading, so I'd have to do a lot of research. I could make one, but it wouldn't be like, it'd be a simulation of like my imagination of what 4x4 off-road would be like. Like, it wouldn't be like true to life, right? Like, you'd probably be like, this isn't what 4x4 off-road is like, and I'd be like, yeah, that's what I think 4x4 off-road is like, because I've never done it before. um, but to answer your question, yes, I could do that. um, all right, so if yeah, how do I want to set this up? Actually, oh, you know what I want to do first is like, okay, so I know in order to get the new effect, not the old effect, but the like, not what we're doing currently with the graphic rendering, but in order to do what I'll want to be doing in the near future, I know I'll have to be using like these. So with Pygame, when you blit, you can choose the destination, and then you can also choose like whether to do like a subsection of like the HDFR, how's it going? HDFR, welcome. The Yeah, I want to do a timing test to see if there's like if there's a performance hit for like using these like subsections. Because if there's no performance hit for using these subsections, it might be simpler to do this. It might be, sorry, I'm just like thinking of like a million things at once. It might be it might be simpler to do this, just like, don't like special case out like don't completely like diverge these like draw calls, like, try and like basically come up with like one solution that tends to work, but that is more adaptable than what we have presently. So let's open, I think I've just been using like Pygame text as like where is it? Oh, it's in the test folder. Like Pygame text is just like, I don't know. It's set up to like blit things, so I've just been using it. Okay, so what is it that we have rendering now? I think the last time we were running this test, I forget what we were testing. Okay, so we were testing slicing it up into little pieces. So right, so this is fine. Okay, so the test here is going to be, so in this case, slice width equals 1920. So we're not actually slicing it here. So this is a very simple test. I'm just going to say this instead. Or actually, so yeah, I can actually just say, why are we blitting this twice? Why are we blitting background I to 170, 1920 to 170? Oh, this is just testing if there's any difference between blitting it on screen or off screen, so we can get rid of that because there was no difference. Like we said, there's no timing difference. All right, so yeah, so the difference in timing that I'm curious about now is whether there's a significant difference in timing if I comment out this second section. So previously it was running at like 71 frames per second. So I'm gonna let this run for a short amount of time, and there's okay, so it's running about 72 frames per second. So there's probably not a significant difference between those, which would be good because, like, frankly, it'll be a little more convenient to like set it up together. The other thing I will do is I think I'll make a separate like function for like this blitting that we're doing because right now it's like it's a little crazy and it's only gonna get crazier. So all right, so we're getting like a steady 74 frames per second. Uh, 74, 75. So just for comparison again, I'm just going to reactivate, re-enable it, just so you know, so it's the exact same case, and run it again to see if there's any difference. Because now what we're doing is we're drawing the exact same image, but instead of drawing it just, you know, instead of just like specifying the destination and just letting it draw, we're like specifying the upper range and the lower range. We're like specifying like the entire exact range. And I'm just curious if that there's like extra overhead involved with that that's going to slow it down significantly. But no, it seems to be running at exactly the same speed. So that's good. That's encouraging. And yeah, like I said before, I'm probably gonna this is probably gonna be the tipping point where I'll want like a separate function for like how to draw these layers, because like what I'm about to set up is gonna be a little bit screwy. So so yeah, let's say so it's gonna be a function. It's gonna be a function, and it's gonna take well here. This is just an example of like of what we're rendering currently. So like this is like one of the lines that we will be rendering, or that we'll be replacing with this function. So let's go just above here and say so like def draw and slide or something, and it's gonna take a slide. It's gonna take like the image. It's going to take what else? It's going to take the well, actually, hold on. I'll paste what we have on clipboard. What is it that's actually unique here? The position. So the environment slide position, and that's actually all. All we need to know is the slide and the position. So yeah, cool. And then once we have that, we can say, so yeah, so what we're going to do now, like what I do right now if I was going to replace this is I would literally just replace it with this, you know, because like all we do is we just say graphics.blit. Oh yeah, so like global graphics, I guess. Wait, global graphics. And then so graphics.blit. Env layers. I wonder if there's going to be a performance hit for putting this in a function rather than just like having the calls happen directly. That'd be annoying, especially because of how often I'll be calling this. But can't really worry about that right now. Why would this not work for? Why would this not work for? Like, why can't I take this entire structure that like where we blit the environments? Like, why can't I take like this entire like structure here and put this into a function? Because like this structure is repeated for, well, actually no, that's not even the full structure. Like this, I guess it's not that big of a structure. This entire structure is repeated for every layer, but it just gets really complex at some points. Yeah, because like for the near foreground layer and for the foreground layer, yeah, it like suddenly balloons up into like this whole big craziness. Why is that? Oh, it's because we... Wait, is there a reason that it has to be that way? Because, like... I mean, I might want to refactor some of this stuff. Like, I wrote all this rendering stuff. Like, this is some of the oldest code in the project at this point. So, I might want to, like, revisit some of my assumptions. So for VI in range 2, this is where we... Yeah, this is where we handle the vert scroll. Yeah, and I guess it does make sense to put it here. I mean, I could put this all into the function, and I mean that would it'd be a bit unnecessary because we're not going to have these special layers for the background and the midground layer. So I don't know. It would just be pinging off some conditionals that we know would never evaluate. Can can I do choo 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 sound? I think so. Did I just do it? Does that count? Or do you mean like choo choo? um, okay. Let's say yeah. So yeah. Oh, this stuff is so weird. And like this stuff I'll just have to handle separately again. Like the function that I'm setting up, like it's awkward because like in some sense, like the way that I blit the environment backgrounds, like there's a lot that it has in common, but then there's this other stuff that's like so weird and different for like some of the layers that like it'll just be completely not comparable, which is sad. I could actually maybe I should cut the snow. Ooh. I might want to cut the snow out now that I think about it. Because actually, ooh. Ooh. Maybe I should get rid of that. Because that would simplify a lot of things. Oh, wow. No, that would simplify a heck of a lot. Right, because I'm planning on doing those separately someday anyways. Basically it would mean I'd be cutting the snow. But that's fine. Because one of my goals is to do that separately anyways. So, yeah. Let's cut the snow. Oh, that's a little sad, because I do like the snow. I do enjoy the snow. Let's look at the snow for a moment. Whoops, this is the wrong script. Let's take a brief moment to appreciate the snow before we get rid of it. So, wait, invalid syntax? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Let's just, actually, it's just complaining about that. Okay, so, let's look at the snow. So if we go to, snow, so I'm not talking about, like, yeah, I'm not talking about, like, getting rid of the entire environment type, but, like, the snow that, like, falls in front of the adventures, I'm planning on doing that in a different way. So what would the game look like without that, I wonder? Because I've never actually seen this environment without the snow falling. And I mean, I like the snow falling. So I will want to bring that back, but I also have that as like as an item on my to-do list anyways, is like at some point in the future. I want to bring it back in a different way. Where is it? Modular environment features, precipitation, fires, etc. I want it to be like so that it's not just that like whenever you're in the snowy forest, it's constantly snowing, but like you can go into the snowy forest and then it can also snow while you're there, for example. But then we could have other environment features like rain that could happen like in various places. Like rain could happen in the mountains, it could happen in the forest. Like rain could happen in the snowy forest. I mean, it's gross when it snows on rain or rains on snow, but I mean it's the thing that happens. So. Yeah, I think that's the right direction to go because that'll simplify so much, so much. So, all right, yeah, let's hack it out. See what happens. See what shakes out. I guess I kind of like, I know I kind of want to like preserve like the. Well, I have like I like I mean if when I come back and I want to when I want to reinstate the snow stuff. I can always like, just in order to get the logic back, I can always come back and I can look at like I can go. This is all in like version control, so I can always like go back and look at. So wait, what am I getting rid of? I'm getting rid of all this like 4 VI in range business. Oh, whoops, that must have been too much. Oh wait, no, I'm getting rid of a little too much here, aren't I? What is it that I'm not supposed to be getting rid of here? Oh no. No, I'm supposed to be getting rid of all of this. If environment type 2. Oh, I'm supposed to be getting. Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting. Oh, whoops. Yeah, no. It's not that I got rid of too much. It's that I had been getting rid of too little previously. Okay. Uh, so yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, I'm supposed to be getting rid of all this stuff. There we go. Look how much simpler this code is getting. So much simpler. For the first time in a long time, the environment rendering code is not going to be like quite so gnarly, and there's still going to be like junctures at which wait, environment type 2. No, environment type 2 is the river. So we want to keep the river because we're not changing that. That's going to stay the same. And that's going to be fine because I mean, it's going to be weird and I'll have to adapt that too, but it's going to be fine and weird in different ways, and so I can worry about that later. Okay, so right, so there was that layer, and then okay, so there's also uh, so let's look up. Yeah, let's just look up all the cases where we check if and wait a second, type equals 2. Did I do the river first? No, no, wait, environment type equals 2. That's not the river. Environment type equals 1 is the river. Right? Am I crazy? Hold on, let me look this up. I should really like name these things better, but no, the river is environment type 1. Okay, yeah, so no, all these references to what are these references to if environment type equals 2? Because like I don't uh yeah, so these references to environment type equal 1, those make sense. What is it that we're even doing here? If environment type equals to n new foreground in environment layers.keys for vi in range. Yeah, no, I have no clue what this is, but it must have something to do with the snow, because it's referencing environment type equals 2. So, oh yeah, so for one thing, oh no, I was gonna say, well yeah, I'm just taking an axe to code right now. I'm just like chopping all of this stuff out, and I'll worry about the repercussions later. um, do 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 do. So all this stuff. Look how clean and simple. Look how much stuff I'm cutting out. Oh my gosh, my code is gonna be so short. It's gonna be like the script. I'm losing like thousands of lines of code here. Not literally, but like I'm losing a lot of lines of code here. Okay, so wow. So now the environment rendering area is going to be a lot simpler. These chunks that like are a little complicated, these are the places where we're checking if environment type equals 1. Because that, yeah, like those are like, those points are still, and there's actually only the one, instance, which is like right here. And again, like there's a bit going on in these instances, but yeah, okay. So yeah, so now this whole thing we can just like put as like a single function, which is way simpler, and we can just do this like 4 times each. So like we can okay, so right, so the thing that we were working on, like the blit like slide or whatever, we can change that to like just blit layer. We can just blit the whole layer. So let's go actually. Oh yeah, so let's copy the entire like. Let's copy the entire structure of like what one of those looks like, because it's okay. So it's like nice and clean now. It's just these like, what is this, like 8 or 10 lines of code, but it's gonna get a little bit bigger because what started all of this is that we decided we wanted something a little more complicated. So it's not just gonna be position. It's gonna be it's actually gonna be 2 positions. So so I'll say like ESPS will be our variable here. So we'll get the slide. Oh no, we'll need both slides. We'll need env and env next slide. So so we'll say slide env and slide env next. Sometimes slide env next will be blank. Actually, we don't even have to pass these through. I mean, these are all like global things that we can just reference instead, hypothetically. So maybe we'll just pass in. Maybe all we'll pass in is just the layer name. Oh, and this is draw env layer. Yeah. So global graphics, global ESP, global env, global env next. Yeah. Okay. And then yeah, and then we can actually leave a lot of this stuff as it is. BGOS, BGTS. I'm pretty sure these are literals now. I'm pretty sure like these actually don't change anymore. I'm pretty sure these get set at 0 and 1, and they just stay at 0 and 1 forever. They're never actually, they get referenced in code, but they never actually get changed in code. So I'm just going to change that. So T is 1 and O is 0. Here, I can just do a find replace real quick. Replace, nope. Replace with, so replace BGOS with 0. Replace, and replace BGTS with 1. Oops, BGTS. Starting at the top, replace it with 1. So, replace. Sorry, I'm chuckling because I now have those statements 0 equals 0 and 1 equals 1, which I don't know if that's going to throw an error, but I don't think it probably doesn't appreciate it if I'm trying to reassign the value of literals, so I'm going to just get rid of those now. Alright. Oh, you're talking about the, yeah, sorry, Marty, you were talking about one of those weird noises that I make with my face at intervals. Sorry, oh wow, I super zoned out of chat, but, yeah, I'm sure I can make that whatever noise it is that weird noise is that I make with my face. I'm sure I can do that, but I don't know what noise that is right now. So I'll probably make it at some point, but hang in there. All right, what sorry, so let's go to blit environment wait, what? Or blit. Wait, what were we calling it? It was like blit wait, where was it? What did we call it? I guess we didn't call it blit. We called it something else. And I forgot. Draw environment layers. Stupid. Draw your face. Blit. Blitting is where it's at. All right. Okay. So I'm like half inclined to make it like a sub function for this function. Like actually make the separate function of like def actually I guess I don't know if this is like required, but I'll do it above because it gets referenced at some point in the code subsequent to it. But like blit and slide and then this one. Yeah, I guess there will be more values to like pass through and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I'll figure that out as I go. Okay, so yeah, okay. So what are these other values that we're gonna have? We're gonna have like subsection, like basically like okay. So like if we I don't think I can. Actually, no, I can probably still run the script. It's gonna probably look a little weird, maybe. No, it's gonna crash places. Wait, what are you complaining about? If environment phase greater than or equal to 6, what are you complaining about? Invalid syntax? What? What are you actually trying to tell me? Oh. No? What are you actually trying to tell me? There's nothing wrong with this phrase, so what is it that you're actually trying to tell me? Oh, I'm missing a parentheses. Yeah. That's what you're trying to tell me? How did I get rid of that by accident? I don't know. I don't care. Alright. What? If... Oh, whoa. Oh, shoot. I think I got rid of too much right here. Maybe? Yeah, I accidentally got rid of an extra line of code here. What is this actually supposed to be? This is supposed to be like foreground. Whatever. I'm just gonna skip it for now. So we'll have like weird graphics bugs, but whatever. I'm gonna be replacing that line of code anyways. Um, yeah. Okay. So we have what we need to set up now are two values. The value like on this edge where we want to stop drawing the environment, and the value on this edge where we want to start drawing the environment again. So we need to pass through two values representing those edges. So we'll say I'll just like I'll just set up two new values. Like we'll say put it with like the archery special mode stuff. I'll just say like TB left and or TB start equals 960 and or no, it's not 960. It's half of 960. It's 4 and it might this might actually change. It might not stay as like 480, but I'll do that for starters. And then TB end will be equal to 480 plus 960 would be 1340. 960 900 plus 400 is 1300. No, 1440, right? Yeah. Okay, and so yeah, so when we do I guess when we do this, we'll also just do global TB start and global TB end. I wonder if there's an advantage to like using globals versus like passing in values. Okay. If environment phase is greater than or equal to 6. Yeah, so basically what we want to do for all of these statements now is basically like if oh, so do we want another? I guess we want another value to regulate like which mode we'll be drawing in, like whether TB start and end. Oh wait, no, that's not actually how I was gonna do it. Actually, yeah, so I probably shouldn't do TB. I should do like so yeah, so actually instead let's call this like yeah, so we'll just call it like env break env break and env resume, I guess. I don't know. Seems fine. Okay, and then no, you know what? I'll actually do both. Copy this. Undo, 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 undo. Okay. So we'll have environment break and we'll have environment resume, and we'll actually default this to 1920 or G width, as it were. So typically we'll draw all the way to the end of the screen, and there'll be no resume point because we're drawing all the way across the screen. However, when we go into like special mode to like draw these tableaus, we'll set start and end. We'll set environment break and resume to be equivalent to TB start and TB end, and that way. And it won't even be just when we go into these special modes. It'll be when we go into these special modes and we want to render like one of those tableaus without the backing. So, yeah. Okay. So actually for now, I'm actually going to default it to, I'm going to default, just for testing purposes, archery is going to default on, and these are environment break and environment resume will default to 480 and 1440. But yeah, like how we just had it set up a second ago will be more akin to like how we have it set up ultimately. Yeah, let's go back down here. So it'll actually be, so we don't care about TB start and end in here. All we actually have to care about is environment break and environment resume. And so what we'll say here is instead of blitting this, and this is probably what goes actually in this separate function if we decide to go that way. Here we'll say, we won't just say blit to this distance, we'll say blit, wait a second, there's like logic about how this is set up. the whole like frame 0 versus frame 1, or phase 0 versus phase 1. Oh, you know what just occurred to me is actually, I guess I wait, this whole blit environment layer thing, maybe I shouldn't go this way with it, because actually it just occurred to me, this structure, although similar between each of the environment frames, actually has differences in like the phase markers and stuff like that. So yeah, maybe I should just stick with the environment slide, and like do the rest of this like, yeah, because this is compact enough. So yeah, okay, so right, so for building the environment slide, we're just gonna say what? So okay, what we'll need here is the slide. We'll have the slide. We'll have the position, and so we'll say like global graphics. And so instead of saying like this or whatever, we'll just say slide, and instead of saying this, we'll just say position, and then 170 stays that way. It's always 170. I mean, I should change that to another value, probably, but I'm just gonna leave it as 170 for now. What we're gonna say is so right, so here we need to keep track of oh yeah, and I'll send like env break. Huh. So I could do some process. I don't know if there's going to be a meaningful difference as to like what processing I do inside or outside of the function. I guess like any processing that is going to be common. Well, okay, yeah. So there are two different. They're like okay because of the way we're cutting. I think I can still run the script and it's not going to crash and stuff. Because of the way we're apparently not. Oh, I'm just missing a close parentheses. Because of the way we're cutting up this these visuals. There are like several cases of what could be going on here. Actually, I guess I don't really need to run this. I'm just gonna draw a quick diagram of essentially I'm sorry to hear that, Chuck Chai. Those errors are always the worst, right? The ones that like are so dumb and like the ones that like that cost you like an unreasonable amount of time considering how easy or dumb they are. Okay, so yeah, so let's say the environment is like looking like this at any given time, right? So there's like so this is like the square in the middle is what you see on screen, and then these long squares are like where the loop point like is happening. So like let's say like this is like the middle of the screen, like this is what gets cut out. This is like the stuff that we're trying to get cut out here. So in order to render any given slide of like this environment, either we have to just render like this section here, or we have to render this section here and this little piece right here, because this little piece right here is part of the same slide, hypothetically, except that we're cutting the whole section out of the middle. Or like this break, like it doesn't have to be here, like it could be over here, in which case we'd have to be rendering like just this part, or we'd have to be rendering like this part plus all of this part, or we just have to be rendering this part here. So like, yeah, I could special case like outside of the function. I don't know. Because, like, I kind of do, like, just by the way that these structures are set up, I kind of know at any given time, like, which is which. Like, I'll have to remind myself which is which, but I do, like, hypothetically know at any given time which is which. Like, for example, in the situations where, oh, yeah, there's the situations where we're referencing environment next, actually. Those are the ones where we're referencing a slide that'll be on the left side of the screen. Oh, is that true? No, this one's just as... This one's just as much... No, they're like equally prone to like getting sliced as such. Yeah, no, because just because we know which one's on which side of the screen doesn't mean we know like how each of these are going to get cut. Yeah, so whatever. Okay, so we'll pass an environment break and environment resume. Was that the other one? I don't know. I think that was the other one. Yeah, and so I mean, if I'm passing everything in, I might as well pass in graphics as well. I don't know if that actually makes a difference. um, uh, okay, so graphics.blit, slide position, right? So position. I guess first we'll break or we'll we have to check the position. So if the position is uh, less than environment break, then we have to blit like up to the break. So the first thing that I guess we blit in that case is going to be uh, slide position. So equal. So then we'll say what is it? Area equals pygame dot rect dot rect. And so the coordinates here will be it'll be from the upper corner, so 0 0, but then it'll be what width. It'll be width of the difference between the position and the environment break. So environment break minus position, and then oh, this isn't necessarily true, but it's fine anyways because the test that we ran, it's not harmful to run this. It's not harmful to blit like this because like it's like it'll there's no extra like overhead or like detriment to the rendering speed or anything. Okay, so that's fine. And then what we check is if pause plus g width is greater than environment resume, because if this is the case, then environment resume. Because if this is the case, then we also have to this is the case where there is this little bitty section over here where we actually have to draw like a little extra nib there. So we'll say, so in that case we'll say so graphics blit blah blah. We'll say oops, I meant to indent that. So again, we'll say slide position 170, area equals pygame rect 0 0. No, this time we're not starting at 0. We're starting at, what is this width? Or no, what is like this point here? This point here relative to this starting point is it's going to be the position it's going to be environment resume minus the position. It's going to be this distance minus this distance, which is a negative distance, so it'll be additive. So yeah, so it'll be so it'll start at n resume minus position, and it'll still start at the top of the frame. We still blit from the top of the image. But then, oops, I'm a mess right there. Look, I'm like clicking on all these crazy things. And then, okay, so then the width that we blit though is going to be g width minus that value that we just, whatever. It'll be g width minus environment resume position. Actually, we can just say like a bajillion, because we can just go to the end of the image. So we'll just say g width. Like no, there's no point in doing extra math here. Oh wait, no, no, wait, no, we do have to stop at the end of the image because all right, so we'll say like we'll say like so we'll say like start pause equals or like I'll call it like res pause or something. I don't care. Like it's like this, just a silly little variable, so we don't have to calculate this twice. Res pause equals and resume pause. Okay, so res pause res pos is where we start, and then we'll say, so this will be g width minus res pos. You seem super complicated, and you won't work, Truckjai. No, no. If anyone has the feedback like what I'm doing is wrong, then like you can like just go away. Like honestly, I don't care to hear it because you're wrong, and I'm going to make a great game. So you can like sit on it. Hey, I don't know why I switched to like 50s lingo right there, but whatever. Okay. So this is satisfactory. The other possibility though is that. No, that's actually all of it. That is all the possibilities. No, no. Well, I mean, so there's the alternative to if pause is less than environment break. Wait, is this just not an else case? Is that what's going on here? Is it just like this is not an else case? If pause plus g width is, this might just be the entire thing. This might be literally the entire thing. If pause plus g width is greater than environment resume. Yeah, actually, this might just handle everything. So I might just be able to replace. Huh. I mean, so okay, so it would have been complicated to like take this and replace all of these lines with like these 5 lines here instead, but yeah. Okay, so sure. So let's kind of forget about this because I like I was saying before, I don't think that's gonna matter. We'll say instead. So we do call. No, I was gonna say a lot, but we don't call it that much actually. So like basically all we're adding in overhead to the environments right now is that like we run these conditionals now. The only real difference between what we were doing before and what we're doing now is that we run these conditionals, and that's fine. Well, yeah. So what I'm saying is, Truckjai, is that's not helpful. That's not helpful. Like, there's no point in saying that because it's not helpful, and it's only gonna make me maybe ban you. No, I'm just kidding. The tough thing is, I'm not kidding. I ban people for being like just needlessly like negative or disruptive to what's going on, and I'm not really apologetic about that. I don't like I don't want to ban people, but like I only ban people for good reasons. So um, I guess what I'm sorry about is like I don't mean to intone that you're going to get banned because ideally you're not going to get banned. Ideally you're just like everyone's just gonna like get along and things will go great. But all right, moving on. Right. Okay. So we're replacing so these calls to graphics.blit now. We're basically just replacing not all of them, but like a lot of these with saying something's not going to work is like it's a negative statement. I'm not like I like I said I like I I no, I'm not even gonna. Okay, so right, so these calls to like graphics.blit, we basically just want to replace them now with these blit environment slide calls. So blit environment slide, so it goes graphics. It always goes graphics, and then it goes slide, and then position, and then environment break, and environment resume. Because I'm just always passing those through. I guess that's fine. No, just literally don't. Literally don't say any of those things. Like, no one cares about those things. Like, I don't read chat. Like for one thing, there's a 20-second delay between when you see me do something and when you actually can respond, right? Or like, no, there's a 20-second delay between when I actually do something and when you say something. So there's that, like, anything you have to say has to be like interesting enough that 20 seconds later it'll still be interesting. And like, that doesn't qualify. So like, that was... like I said, I don't really care to explain it, but trust me when I say, not helpful, mostly just disruptive, and I'm not going to be apologetic if I ban you for it. But that is also to say, I don't plan on banning you for it. Because I really want you to understand that that's not helpful, and then we can get along, and yeah. um, okay, so, yeah, so in all these cases, it'll be, and so, yeah, so graphics, what was the order? It was slide. Slide comes next, so in this case, it's like this image here, and then position comes after that, so it's this position here, and then what are the other ones? BG, or no, env break, env resume. Was that the whole thing? Sorry, I do ask myself a lot of I ask myself a lot of rhetorical questions, so I hope that's not too obnoxious. Actually, I'm gonna. Well, yeah. Hold on. So I think this is correct. Graphics, slide, position. Yeah. Environment break, environment resume. Okay. So yeah. So this is the one that goes here. So I can get rid of this now. And then so I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna replace this with pause, and I'm going to replace this with slide, and then so just for simplicity's sake, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to all of these references to this, and I'm going to go like actually I can cut that. I'm just going to go like bloop 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 bloop. Oops, didn't mean to replace that. Bloop. Yeah, because like for each of these items, I'm just going to be replacing them, but I can't just like flatly replace them because I need to like each of them use a different like slide, and each of them use a different position. So I'll have to go in and replace those. Ooh, wow, these are supposed to be at the same indentation level though. So let's have that be the case. I mean, I guess I can fix that up when I go in and do that at the end. I don't have to do that right now necessarily, but yeah. Okay, so skipping the environment type 1 section because like that's not, yeah, environment type 1, that's that like other thing that's like not specifically relevant. Okay. So so these are indented. And then this is again. No, this is like where we blit the adventurers and stuff. And then, so there's one more section down here. This is where we blit the, oh yeah, this is where I accidentally deleted one. So these quotation marks, I'll just have to like figure out which one that had been. Or I can just like go reference, some like previous code. But it should be fairly apparent at, like by the time I get there, like which is which. Okay. Okay. So, actually, I guess I could make this a single function, because now that I think about it, the only thing that really changes here is these numbers here. Because is it always environment phase 6? Is environment phase 6 always like... And I mean, yeah, like I said, it's these numbers that are changing. But they actually don't change that much, so... Huh. Yeah, maybe that would be simpler. Yeah, let's try that, I guess. Why not? So, yeah, here's our, this will be our prototype, and, oh, well, yeah, I will, actually, I will fully replace this one. Alright, so slide, in this case, is, as such, and position is as such. And, oh, I wonder if the, is that really the only thing that changes? Are the BGOS and BGTS, do those things change too? No, I think they don't. I think they used to, but I don't think they don't anymore. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, this is actually going to be a lot more doable than I thought. It'll just be nice. It'll just be like a little bit cleaner. Because this is like... This was like the first block of code that I added to the project that made me like, gah. Like, it was like, ugh. As soon as I added it, I was like, this has become a monster. So, let's okay, yeah. So let's convert this block over, and then we'll use this block as the model for all future blocks of et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Sorry. That's not the one that was requested earlier, was it? The weird face noise that I make. Mhm. All right, just two more. This one here, and this one here. I didn't catch. Okay, I almost accidentally caught like an extra parenthesis there, and parentheses or like square braces, like in the wrong places, are some of the more confusing errors to like figure out like what the heck is going wrong, because like the compiler never recognizes where a brace is missing. Like it never points to, like there's supposed to be a brace right here. It always like assumes that all the braces in their correct places, and then like sometime later down the line, like something gets screwed up because of like the position of those braces or the missing whatever, blah blah blah. And yeah. All right. So what is it that I actually need to pass through? Like what are these values? Like the 6 is actually always the same. The 6 is always the same for all of them. So it's actually only these middle values that we have to pass. Oh yeah, so the I guess like one thing that's kind of silly is that for the background slide there aren't like two values to consider here. There's only one value, so instead of 3 and 9, it's just 2. So I guess for that one I'll just want to like send in like 2 and like 10 or something because like phase 10 doesn't actually exist, but I just need something to put in that other conditional place. Okay, so yeah, right. So let's copy this. I'm not going to cut it out yet because I don't know, something might go awry and I might decide not to do this actually. But all right. So let's say def blit env layer. Of course, it'll have like arguments and stuff, but for now, let's just put this here. And right. So env phase is a pretty clear first item. Env phase graphics env env next and then what else do we need? ESP. Technically we only need ESP of the particular. Oh yeah, only ESP of the particular layer. Oh, and so no, actually I'm gonna send through the layer token as well. So like the layer token, and then env break and resume. Is that everything that we need? That might be everything. Oh, and then right. So then the two criterion here. So greater than or equal to 2, and phase is less than 10, which we'll replace. So we'll say like phase high, phase low, or something like that. Phase high, or phase low, phase high. Phase not lost, phase low. Was that a Freudian slip? All right, so this will be phase low, and this one will be phase high. Phase high. Okay, and then the 6s always stay the same because 6 is the exact middle phase. What program am I using to make the game? I'm using PyCharm to write the code. I'm using Pygame to render the graphics. It's written in Python. Lots of pies, pie for everyone. And yeah, those are the big ones. And then I'm using like a million other things like all along the way. Okay, so wait, what is this? Oh, why is that? Oh, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is going to be entirely like entirely fine and doable. So now we can replace, sorry, so now let's copy this and then go down to where we were doing this environment rendering. And so we can just replace this now with, so blit environment layer, this will go, so env phase is env phase, graphics is graphics, env is env, env next is env next, ESP is ESP, layer is, in this case it's BG, phase low in this case is 2, phase high in this case is 10, because there is no phase 10, the environment phase is always less than 10. Environment break is environment break, and environment resume is environment resume. So, yeah, I think this will actually go fine. So yeah, so now now we can say blit environment layer. So this one is going to be midground. The phase low is going to be 3. Phase high is going to be 9. And yeah, and then I think we can actually just get rid of this. Look at all this code we're getting rid of. Yeah. Sorry, it's really exciting to me. I hate code. I hate code. I want to destroy all the code. Not literally. Oh, did I accidentally leave, yeah, I accidentally left colons at the end of these. Oops. Okay. Alright, so this is, this one is layer, near ground, right? Right, near ground, yeah. Phase low is 4. Phase high is 8. You might have noticed that these are, like, the high and the low are, like, approaching the middle, which is exactly how this, in fact, works. Because as you go higher through the layers, the environment layers, you go, you get closer to the exact midpoint of the transition. The exact midpoint of the transition, the magical phase 6, is when all of the, it's like planetary alignment, basically, except with the environment phases. Alright, so, yeah, where's the last one go? Goes here. So this one is layer, it'd be nice if this actually works. This is layer foreground. Phase low is 5, and environment phase is 7. Save that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I wonder, you know what I should test, actually, though? Nah, should I? What's the difference between rendering... No, I did test this one already. Yeah, no, I did test this one already. Like, it was just occurring to me, like, a lot of these slides are, like, really empty. And if I rendered, like, just this if I rendered just this slide with, like, all the mountains and stuff drawn here, this renders at, what were we seeing, like 70-something frames per second? 66 frames per second. Let me get one more reading before I start it. Because, like, some of these slides are, like, really empty. Like, in the mountains in particular, there's literally an entire slide. So it's running at 66 right now. So if I change this to, instead of background, midground, the midground slide in the mountains is actually 100% empty. Fun fact. So now I'm rendering that slide instead. And I'm pretty sure rendering empty space does not actually hit performance. Like, I'm pretty sure this should run at much higher frame rate because, yeah, 261 frames per second. Okay. Yeah, it was just occurring to me, like, it was like at the back of my mind, I was like, wait, is it bad that, like, the thing's, like, entirely empty? Like, or should I be optimizing for that too? Because if I was going to optimize for that, then, like, I'd have to do, like, there would actually be, like, pretty significant differences in how I'm, like, rendering this stuff. But no, I don't have to worry about that because there's no harm in rendering that blank space. Or there might be, like, there's not a significant harm. There's not it's not, I don't think it would be a significant improvement to avoid rendering that stuff. Although, wait, how many frames per second would it be if I just didn't make that call altogether? No, that's not a fair comparison. How many frames per second would it be? Like, how many frames per second are just overhead here? So this is, instead of just rendering the empty slide, this is literally just rendering nothing at all. So in terms of frames per second, yeah. So it is technically faster to render to not render anything than to specifically render nothing. But I'm not going to worry about that right now, because that would be like that wouldn't be an across the board optimization. That would only like help in some environments, and then in other environments, like yeah, then there'd be like this. Yeah, I don't know. It'd only widen the gap in terms of like the processing intensity of different environments. All right, so save this. And oh, one thing I can do. I should do the one thing that actually would help performance is if I took high and low watermarks of each of my layers, because like there's a like the mountains actually like draw down to the bottom of the screen, whereas there's actually a point on the screen below which we'll never actually see any lower. Like, because the lowest point in the foreground is still like, it's above the bottom of the screen. Like, it doesn't go all the way down to the bottom of the screen. So like everything in that band underneath the mountains, like that's all like dead space. And since it's faster to render dead space than to render like space that'll get covered up, I mean that would technically be like an improvement that we could make. So let's consider that, I guess. Okay, but I've replaced all these things, and so I can get rid of this, and now there will be no visual difference in the game when I run it. Okay, well, of course it doesn't compile, but like if it compiled. Oh, why is this indented? Oh, this is supposed to get removed. This is not supposed to be here anywhere, right? Yeah. Yeah, I was just there for reference purposes. Okay. It'll render and it'll look the same as before. Nope, that doesn't look the same as before. So that doesn't look the same as usual. You'll notice a few key differences. I know what's happening. I know some of what's happening. I know a lot of what's happening. In this, I started specifying layer, but I never actually replaced BG with layer. So let's look at all the references to BG here. Yeah, it was just re-rendering the back, regardless of which layer I told it to render. It was just re-rendering the background a million times over. And then, so it showed the water in the middle of the archery frame, but that's because the water, like I mentioned, is the special thing that we haven't like fixed up yet. So I did know, yeah, I guess, well, I wasn't really thinking about it, but I did, if I'd been quizzed on it, I would have, yeah, again, so the water is like, okay, so it's definitely not correct. But it's like more correct. Like, look, it's like kind of doing it right, in that it's like, well, okay, it's like the adventure is still so that's another thing that I'll have to fix up is I'll want to get the adventures out of this scene, and there are a few other problems too, because it's like the math must be like slightly wrong or something, because like, actually wait here, I'll run the script again, because like if we go to the when we were in the pirate ship, it was clear. Well, yeah, okay, so some stuff is like. Some like math stuff must be like really still wrong, because like some of this is just like messed up. But what if we like go to the ship? Yeah. So the thing about the thing that I noticed when we saw the ship briefly was that this isn't the right side of the ship. This is the left side of the ship. This isn't the left side of the ship. This is the right side of the ship. And so So some of these layers are blitting like on the wrong side of the screen for some reason. And what is that about? I assume it's something that's gone awry here. The water still blits fine. That's something. Yeah, no, what is that about? Was I wrong? Were there actually subtle differences between these like were there more subtle differences between these like these blocks that no, I think it's more likely that I haven't set this up quite right yet. So the two cases that we care about are if the position of the environment, if the position is lower than the environment break, that means that there's at least something on this side of here to render. There's something that'll render in this space, whether it starts way over here and renders up to here, or whether it starts like in the middle of here and renders like over this way. Like there's something there that will indicate that it should at least render a little bit. And that part seems to be doing okay, except it's actually rendering the wrong chunk, right? Because it's also, I mean, it's rendering, oh, so wait, maybe it's just the positioning of the second half, right? Position 170. Oh, no, we're not supposed to be blitting from the position. Right. We're supposed to be blitting from the environment resume. Yep. So that's got to be a lot of the problem. I don't know if that's literally all of it. I don't know if it's solved yet, but that should be a big help. Yeah, that was literally all of it. So now, look, now we have environment on either side, and we don't have it in the middle. Yay! I mean, we still have the river in the middle, but and now we have the environment blitted out here when we actually want it to be showing here. But like, you know, steps in the right direction. So like if I say like stop being selected. Go to like I was gonna say village, but that's not good. If you go to forest, right? So now we see forest on the sides, but we don't see any forest like in the middle of this frame here. We just see like a white fleck over here. I don't know what that's about. Oh, that must be part of the. There's just like a white fleck over here. That must just be part of the hands animation. Because yeah, okay. So cool. So now we can just tinker around with the breaks and the resume points in the environment, and we can, you know, we'll just automatically like sub blit blah blah etc etc. Okay. So I'll stop that again. I guess like yeah. So the blit environment slide thing, I'll probably just want to do this. Yeah, I can just go through. So there's still references to graphics.blit. That'll appear. Oh yeah, no, this will be weird. No, I can't do this. I was gonna say I can just do the same thing for like the water layer, but no, I can't. Oh, you know what I should? You know, it's not gonna be great, but like also wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Is I could just blit together the. Oh, wait a second. Yeah, no, you know what I could do that's way simpler than what I've been doing? Is like, oh my gosh. Yeah, it's actually, okay, I think the reason I didn't do this before is because it's simpler, but it technically is slightly more expensive. Because I'd have to blit this layer twice instead of just blitting it once. Do I want to do that? Last time I thought of something like this, I later decided like no, actually I'll just do it the right way. But I don't know. In this case, well. Let's look at the what we have going on here. So this is environment type equals 1. So like this is like what I have to redo. This does it just follow the same pattern both times? Because like this is first we do it for the environment, and then we do it because if we're transitioning, then we do it for the next environment type as well. Excuse me, sorry. It looks like there's a similar structure here, but it looks like there are also subtle differences in how these are handled. But yeah, you know what? Actually, no, you know what is fairly straightforward is that like. No, I was going to say like the blitting itself is fairly straightforward, but no, we do that in several cases. So like basically in each of these cases, we would then have to... Oh, wait a second. Oh! Oh, man! In 4 of these 5 cases, we're not using the subregion blitting. So the only time that we actually have to care about this is in this case when we're doing the subregion blitting. Okay. So for 4 of these 5 cases, we can actually just replace it and use the like the blit slide thing, whatever thing that we set up here. So yeah, so we can just do this. We can do this for 4 of those 5 cases, and then yeah. So the fifth case is the one that I knew was going to be a little gnarly. But actually, yeah, I was thinking that there's more gnarliness to it. But I mean, no, this isn't that bad, right? Graphics. So slide in this case is slide, and position in this case is this. Oh, I still haven't looked at what the snowy area looks like. I should do that. I'm just curious to see how bad does the snow look without the snow there? Because if the snow looks like really bad without the snow, I can always like not do this, or I can do it a different way. Go to snow. It definitely looks weird to see this environment without the snow there, and like it's all overcast. I don't know if I'd actually have it. I think I might like change it so that like the clouds are not as overcast when it's not snowing in the snowy forest. Um, hmm. Sorry. Yeah, let's, okay, let's, looks mostly fine. I think, like, yeah, it just looks different. I'm just not used to seeing it that way. Okay. So, yeah, I want to change the clouds. I don't know if I might keep some of the clouds. I might not get rid of them completely, but, like, I will want to change some of them. Okay. Um, so, let's, oh, yeah. I'm not really dodging much of a bullet by changing, like, how I'm doing the... Yeah, it was just occurring to me, like, the way that I'm, rendering the... Sorry, I'm just, like, as I'm thinking about, like, this environment stuff, I'm like, I haven't thought about the environment in, like, such a long time that, like, it's very different than I remembered it. Sort of. I guess, like, I mean, uh, oh, yeah, so sorry. Like all the ways that I've like rethought like how to like go about like some of these things like since I implemented the environment system, like if I were to redo it, I would do it in a very different way at this point. But that's neither here or there. Yeah, no. Okay, so when I put the snow back in, there are going to be ways that I can improve it. There are going to be ways that'll make it much easier to render. So it won't be nearly as complicated as we had it before. Yeah, so that's the good news, I guess. Yeah, actually, and so while I was saying that, it occurred to me that there's a bug with the energy system because like a bunch of people have like had gold stars, like have had 3 gold stars, but I've seen no one with silver stars. I've seen no one with single stars. I've seen no one with bronze stars. So I might want to fix that, I guess, real quick. Like energy. Uh, I think I made a change to how the energy was calculated, and I must have made like a typo or something when I did that. Yes, because I said energy markers index 0 equals energies index 0. Oh, I know what the problem is. Do I? Energies sort. I'm sorting the energies. I'm not sorting them reverse. So it's actually going to be energies index -1, or I can just say sort reverse uh, equals true. Yeah, because I actually want it to be. I didn't want to reference. Yeah, I didn't want to reference index 0. I wanted to reference. Or I didn't want to reference the lowest energy level. I wanted to reference the highest energy level. It's not anyone with non-zero energy is showing triple gold stars. So, probably after this event, I will restart the script just to get that change in because I just revamped the energy system yesterday, so I will want to make sure that it is working correctly. And if this bug is like really halting a lot of like figuring out what's like how it's working, how it's supposed to be working. I might lower the stars too. They seem like oh no, I was gonna say they seem a little high up, but I guess that's actually because like sometimes the player art is a little higher too. Like if the player had like a turtle on their head, for example, like you might need room between the stars and the turtle. Just as an example. Okay, so let's okay, so that's good. Let's get back to what we were doing, which was oh, the river. Yeah. So let's go to env dot type equals 1 down here. Yeah, so this is where we were replacing or no, not here. This is where we were replacing the old way with the new way. So we're replacing these graphics.blit calls with with the env layer blit blah blah blah. Weren't we? Wait, I thought I replaced one already. Oh, this is. Oh, sorry. This is. This is in the other version of the script. Whoops. Don't mind me. No, I'm supposed to be. This is the version of the script that I was working in, and yes, this is where I'm replacing things with stuff. Specifically, replacing these things with this. Or not that stuff. Oh, here, I'll just do this real quick first. Bloop and bloop and bloop, and then. Alright, so. Copy this. Paste this here. Actually, that's the same value. Oh, and this is the same value too. So I actually don't have to replace it. That is actually the exact same call. But in this case, it will be the exact same call. Huh. Is this always the exact same call? What about this case? Environment.layers. Oh, wait. Was I... No, I was thinking like, wait, is this supposed to be the next environment or is it supposed to be this environment? But like, no, this is like, this is just for the current environment. So, no, I guess this is so environment.layers, mid near ground dot ping index. Yeah, no, this is still the same. Oh, this is where it changes because it's in this case it's ESP, MNG, environment slide position, mid near ground index CI, not index I. Major change there. Major change. All right, and so then here's the fiddly one. This is the one that we can't replace. Oh, but actually I can do these ones first because why not? They're really simple. So okay, this one will be different because this one will be env next. But it'll also be layers mid near ground ping env anim I. So that actually this will be the same in all these cases. Oh wait, why are there only 4 cases here, but there were 5 cases up there? What? Does that make sense? I feel like that doesn't make sense, but whatever. Oh yeah, no, it's because the current environment doesn't just manage the transitions. Environment next only exists during transitions. So yeah, that's why there's that. Yeah, okay, that's what the extra one was. Okay. So oh wait, I can simplify how these things work. Yeah, I can simplify how these things work. Should I? I mean, these already work different than the rest of the environment slide, so like there's no real harm in like diverging them further. Specifically, the thing that I don't have to do is I don't have to blit these like multiple times. I can like what I'm doing currently is I keep so for the environment system, I keep the slides separate. Like at any given time there's 2 identical loops happening, except during transitions, because then we replace one of those identical ones with like the transitional piece so that we can blend from like one to the next. Actually, I'm gonna restart the other script now. I said I was gonna do it at the end of the event, but I'm gonna do it now actually, sorry. Script down 1 second. Yeah, no, so the these special layers that I'm dealing with now are separate. Like they're not like they work differently. Like it's the river, for example. The river doesn't like really like the river exists only in one environment. In the river environment, like the water itself only flows in that one environment, and so in other environments, like there's no transition for the river. Like the river does like transition out, but like it's not transitioning from one river into a different river. It's like if I had like I could do something like that, but I would do it differently. I would like actually I don't know how I'd transition between multiple rivers. I don't know if I ever will. I could do that. You know, I could do that. I would need my I'd probably need my environment gifts though. Which is a system I haven't implemented yet. I should move modular environment features higher on the list now that I lost a feature because of them or because I don't have them. Okay, so let's let's yeah. So do I want to rethink this like before I go through like the process of like because I could probably simplify a lot of this stuff to be honest. Maybe not that much, but I could definitely simplify some of it. Um, yeah, I think I do want to do that. Because one of the things that we found out yesterday was that, or not, I forget if it was yesterday. One of the things we found out recently that if you're blitting the same thing, blitting it in two pieces is a little more, like it's not quite as performant as to blit it all in one single piece. The more you slice something up, the more your performance drops. Which was a little disappointing because I was going to do like a really complex masking system that split things up into very tiny pieces and re-rendered them, but it turns out that's not feasible because of the performance loss from splitting things up. But I'll get by. So when we load in the mid near ground layer for environment type 1, yeah, I can basically get rid of environment type 2. Type equals 2. Like all these references to type equals 2, I can basically just get rid of these now. Yeah. And then yeah, and then also ping.extend. No. Wait, am I doing extend anyways? I could just set equals. Alright, so yeah, so reference to environment type 2, we can get rid of that. We can get rid of this. And then yeah, again, environment type 2, we can get rid of this. And then yeah, so when we're referencing environment type 1, type equals 1. Do I have to? No, I won't change anything. I was gonna say, do I have to change any of the data for the snow environment now that we got rid of environment type 2? I won't change anything just so that old copies of the script still work. Because as soon as I start changing data, like the old. Actually, no, that's not true. No, I could just get rid of this data file and. I mean, I won't get rid of the art yet because I'm gonna reuse the snow art for like other things. But yeah, I'll just leave it how it is for now. Okay. Right. So in curve. Oh, sorry, not curve. Environment. Yeah. When environment type equals 1, mid new ground equals bg layer, self.layers.ping. Okay, this is what's going to be different because I'm actually going to say I'm actually going to make a new surface. Yeah. Okay. Actually, so we won't say. Okay. So actually, no. We'll say. We'll say. So like mng img mng img mng equals, and then we'll load the image here. But what we're going to do is in advance. So like most of the layers are kept as most of the layers are exactly 1920 pixels wide, the width of the screen, and so to loop, we actually like we think of them as like longer, but like we keep them as like the individual images. For the like water or whatever, we're just gonna make one. We're just gonna squish because like we were saying, there's no transition pieces that have to get swapped out. So for the water, we can just like keep it as like one bigger image. It'll take up slightly more memory, but I don't care. It will only take up slightly more memory, not like tons more memory. So, right. So the ping is actually going to be. Wait, why is this a list? Why is this not just a single thing? Oh, because it could hypothetically be animated. Yeah, it could be animated. Yes. Okay. Right. So, right. Okay. So the first one. Oh, and that's why we're extending it. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. That'll be fun. Okay. So we'll say the ping equals pygame dot surface surface and it'll be 1920 times 2 is 38. No. Yeah, 3840. Yeah. Comma 150. And then we're just going to blit it on twice. So we're going to say, yeah, so this ping dot blit, pygame, image, or mid near ground, image, and we're going to blit it to position, first we're going to blit it to position 0, 0. Then we're going to blit it to position 1920, 0. Yeah, so it'll just be twice as long, and yeah, that'll be easier to deal with. Okay. So, right, but because this is animated, we'll have to do the same thing for these other steps as well. So then we'll say, so we'll say if OS path exists, then we'll say for FP in what is it going to be? It's going to be like this one and this one and this one, and by this one and this one and this one I actually mean this one and this one, and so we're going to do basically the same thing that we did up here. So we're going to say copy this. So we'll do the animated equals true thing, but then first we'll like select this line. Good. First we'll put in this loop. We'll do this stuff, and then except was it? Yeah. So instead of using mng underscore 0, we'll use fp. Yeah. And then so animated equals true. Oh, okay. Wait, no. So it's not. So actually, no. In this case, it's not going to be ping. Oh. Oh, yeah, yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. So for one thing, it's going to be ping. In this case, it's going to be ping index 0. Oh, so actually, I guess I'll want to say instead. For f, I'll say fn, not fp, in enumerate, because I'll want the counter as well. Oh no, that's not gonna work either. Fine, whatever. I'll just say counter equals 1, and then so for fn in this list. So for fn in this list, we'll say, sorry, it's going to be, so for one thing, it's going to be ping dot extend, we're not, yeah, we're not overwriting like what we'd already done. We're just like adding a new one on, and it's going to be ping index count dot blit, ping index count dot blit. Because it's right, because the ping is actually just a list of images, and the index, then so we're indexing the correct images, and then every time we iterate over, we'll say ct plus equals 1, and yes, right. So now it'll do 1, 2, and 3, because we already did 0. Every, like, whether it's animated or not, there's always the 0 frame, but if it is animated, then it'll have frames 1, 2, and 3 as well. Because there are 4 total frames of animation. Okay. Oh, the script is still down. I should bring the script back up. Yes, there we are. And so let's do what then? I think that's good. I think I think that should now work. I mean, I can test it. Let's run this fake version of the script as well. And it crashes. Value error size needs to be in width, in height. Oh, right. For some reason you need an X. I don't know. It's like in the height of awkwardness, like Pygame surface takes a single tuple as its height and width. It doesn't. You can't declare it using its height and its width value. You need to declare it using a single tuple representing both its height and its width. Because, I don't know. Just because. No good reason, just because. Invalid syntax. Oh, I don't have enough close parentheses. Yes. Alright, now what? FP is not defined. Oh, right, I changed it to FN for no particular reason. Okay. What now? Surface is not iterable. Who's trying to iterate over it? Oh, right, because I'm doing extend. It's supposed to be append. Yeah. Append is only if you have, or extend is only if you have like multiple things to add on. Which I do not in this case. I used to add them all on at once, but okay, so let's go to the village and see if this actually worked. Go to village, Excelsior. Nope, that definitely did not work. Oh, it kind of did actually. Kind of did, except there's that all that black space, and that's just because we're not setting. Yeah, so Pygame surface, comma, flags equal Pygame dot source alpha. Is that satisfactory? Do I also have to? I might also have to fill it with like blankness, or maybe the blankness is implied, as long as I tell it that it's supposed to have source alpha. Yeah, that looks good. Oh, well, we transitioned, but if we go back to the village, Excelsior, yeah, so it looks good. Like the adventures in the background are animating. They're even not showing up here because I mean we're not literally 100% done with this because we haven't handled the transition cases, so they actually would show up in here during a transition, but they're looking good. Like they're back in shape. You can see like so that what it is in this environment is you can see there are little people like walking around in the background, and that's like what the special layer handles. So I just wanted to make sure the animation was correct because it looks like the characters in the background are animating correctly, so that's good. So we still have to deal with like the adventures, like the adventures just like kind of slamming their way across the tableau that we have here. Oh yeah, and I guess like I still don't know exactly what I want to do with adventurers during these events, because like one thing I was thinking is that maybe they do continue to walk through the periphery, but maybe they just don't walk through like the scene like inside the frame. But like that might be weird because sometimes the scene inside the frame, like when it shows this scene inside the frame, it'd be weird that like the background, like because hypothetically in this frame the background is not supposed to be blotted out. And so the background would be consistent, but then the adventures like would disappear as they like walked into this frame. So I don't know what exactly I want to do with that. It might just be simpler to like just like get rid of all of the adventurers like during these scenes. I might. Oh, excuse me. I might make it so that like. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know exactly how this is gonna work, but I'll we can figure it out. It might just be that the adventures like don't blit when they're inside the it might just be that the adventures don't blit when they're inside this area. And you know what I could do is like one thing I'd considered. Oh no, I mean, it'd be a little weird with like the name tags. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a good thing that it doesn't matter if like the like with like when you it's good that like subregion blitting isn't much more expensive because I'd be doing it for like every name tag piece as well as like all the adventures as well. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. But yeah, we should be able to find something that works. Okay, so yeah, what now? Oh yeah, so I'm not actually done. Oh right, because I was going to change a bit of how the the environment, special environment types layers how they blit. So let's go to let's go back down to not where we're setting it up, but where we're actually rendering this stuff, which is actually yeah, I guess here is relevant too. Wait, what was this area? Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, except again, this is a place where I can get rid of the environment type 2 references because we're not needing those anymore. Type equals 1. Yeah, okay, so for one thing, it's not ion range 2 anymore because we actually only need to keep track of one of these values now. Oh yeah, so ESPF. Yeah. Wait, what is ESPF? Is ESPF only for the mid-near grounds? Yeah. Yeah. So that seems like overkill now. Uh, or no, actually no. No, we do use ESPF for other layers, right? No, it's literally only for mid-near ground and mid-near ground next. Wow. Alright. Well, uh, yeah, I'm gonna change, because we don't need that to be a dictionary. I'm just gonna keep, I'm just gonna say like a special layer, f pause, or pause f, uh, equals, it'll just be a list, and it'll be 0.0 and 0.0. Yeah. And so the first one will represent the current environment, and the second one will represent the second environment. So let's look at our references to ESPF. Because yeah, so it's not going to be ion range 2 anymore. No, it is going to be ion range 2, but it's just going to be what was it, SL pos F. Actually no, it's not going to be this anymore. It's going to be right, no, it's not going to be ion range 2. It's just going to be SL pos F, SL pos F, special layer position F index 0 equals special layer position F, because this is when the new environment is overtaking the old environment. So we can just replace the old environment with the new environment's data. And this number is arbitrary, so we don't even have to worry about the resetting the other half. Okay, so let's look at more references to ESPF. Right, so we don't have to loop over this multiple times now because we just have to say SL pos F, SL pos F index 1 or index 0. Typed the right thing, said the wrong thing, and then if yeah, what is it that we do here? So then if right, okay, so it is a little, wait, what is this ESP? Oh yeah, ESP. Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, ESP. We only ever care about the index 0 for these special layers. Um, huh. Yeah. Okay. So there's no more 4 foreground for now. I mean, I might bring that back later, but like, there's no more 4 foregrounds. And there's no near foreground actually. Now that I think about it, but I'll worry about that later. Okay. So So right, so now we say if SL pos F index 0 is greater than or equal to, oh yeah, greater than or equal to, oh, yeah. I'll have to do something a little different with, no, this will be fun. Yeah, okay, so, right, so if, oh, I can get rid of, this reference to, oh, no, never mind. I thought this was going to be a reference to environment type 2, but no, it was environment next type 1. Okay, right. So let's indent this at the correct distance for one thing. Um, so if SF pos F, so what is that we're actually looking for? If it's greater than or equal to, not G width, in this case it's actually 0. If it's greater than or equal to 0, we're going to say ESP, uh, wait, is it greater than or equal to 0? Yeah, greater than or equal to 0. Then we say SL pos F index 0 minus equal, not G width times 2. In this case, it's actually just G width. G width. Because it means if it was like, oh wait, we're minus equaling. Oh, it's always minus because, right, it's minus equals, but no, this is fine. Okay. Sorry. Wait, how do I want to do this? Yeah, wait. No, I guess I should probably split. I should probably handle it differently if speed is like a positive or if it's a negative. Because like right now I'm kind of like handling it ambiguously, and it worked better to handle it ambiguously in the previous system, right? Because like greater than or equal to 0. Like what are the valid? No, because it's not a problem if it equals 0. No, equaling 0 is actually fine. So maybe that's. So yeah, so maybe I should just say if greater than 0. If SL pos F is greater than 0, then we'll say SL pos F minus equals G width. Yeah. Okay, so no, this is actually fine. And then we'll say else if SL pos F is less than or equal to, in this case it can be less than or equal to. Less than or equal to, right? We can include the equal to sign. We'll say if it's less than or equal to negative G width, then we'll say SL pos F plus equals G width. Right, because now instead of handling two things that are half as long, or like two things that combine to be twice as long as the G width, we're actually just handling one thing that is twice as long as the G width. And so like, yeah, the range in which it moves is actually relatively less, I guess. Yeah, because it is just twice as long. It is just naturally twice as long. And actually, you know what we can do here is, oh, no, well, no, we basically just want to do the same thing here, except for this one, it's next env, it's next env dot layers mid near ground speed, yeah. And like this isn't gonna hurt, like this check that we do down here, because we're already checking if oh, this one says if it's less than negative G width, whereas up here I'm saying less than or equal to. I might want to do that the other way around. I might want to make it like if it's greater than or equal to 0, and then do if it's less than negative G width. I don't know. That might be better. And it probably won't make a difference either way. But this actually would, I guess, be more consistent technically. So why not do that though? Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, maybe I should do it the other way. No, I won't have to worry about it. I won't have to, cause technically we're checking, because like technically if we did hit this line of code for these layers, it would like make things out of whack, because we'd be offsetting it by too far. We'd be offsetting it by G width times 2 rather than just by G width, but This should be fine, hypothetically. Let's see if it does look fine, or if it looks crazy. So let's go to, let's go to,